Thank you for tuning in today. I am Scott Overholt, and at Savoy, I lead the team that supports our group benefit brokers with everything involving individual and Medicare plans. And these things impact all of you. Remember, there was a time when experts predicted that the ACA would cripple the group business and make brokers irrelevant. Instead, it made you more relevant. It added another layer of complexity for your group administrators and customers to consider, and another factor for their employees to grapple with, for sure. The premise of this conversation is that all brokers, including group benefits brokers, face a new swirl of challenges and opportunities every year and every day, and shouldn't need to search the world for answers. We're going to talk about the new expectations of the general agency, what you should expect of companies like Savoy, a true one-stop shop with no gaps in expertise and resources. This podcast will last about 8 minutes. Let's start with a little list of this year's challenges and changes, then get to the solutions, all in 8 minutes. In our industry, legislative and regulatory change are perpetual. And over the last 2 years, we saw another dose of policy reversal from the new administration in Washington, especially in the individual market, which matter to you. Number one, disruptive carrier moves happen all the time. Carriers enter and exit markets, products come and go. New technology forces us to change how we do business. Remember the members' health plan exit? Those that do know how painful these things can be. Number two, other forces like COVID and now inflation, always regulation, the gig economy and virtual working. These things force us all to evaluate how to remain valuable and compliant when doing so means knowing more. And number three, the regulatory agencies tweak the rules constantly. Keeping up is a challenge, isn't it? One thing that hasn't changed is your customers want and expect a one-stop shop. From you, you are expected to deal with all these things, plus Medicare, by the way, seamlessly and expertly. And the good news is you can. Let's look at what you accomplished in the last 2 years. You had to put on a mask, stay home, maybe educate your kids, master Zoom, learn how to do most everything online, and help your family and your customers figure things out that nobody had faced before, ever. For example, individual insurance came back from near death under the prior administration to record enrollment, lowered costs to the consumer, extended enrollment opportunities, and a bunch of new rules, some temporary, some permanent, and some, well, we'll see. All of this got the attention of group administrators. Medicare Advantage plans have benefits now that are hard to resist, from vision and dental to delivered meals, free rides to the doctor, and discounts on things at the store. Your Med Sup customers, if you have them, and your group members, wondering what to do and when, are paying attention to these Medicare developments. And ICHRA became front of mind to many group administrators looking for a new way to provide health benefits without the hassle of group plans. From where we sit, group brokers will continue to be confronted with new expectations from customers that aren't always easy to satisfy. For example, you'll be expected to know how to help group administrators to deal with their members who will need to transition to Medicare at some point. You'll be expected to help group members' dependents turning 26 years old to find their own individual health insurance. You'll be expected to be your customer's compliance expert, and you'll be expected to know about ICHRA when asked. The good news is you can handle it. First, Medicare, baby boomers, that enormous generation of Americans born between 1946 and 1964 are becoming Medicare eligible at age 65 at a rate of 10,000 per day, and that will last another 10 years. Many are working well beyond the traditional retirement age of 65 and need to know what to do and when. In fact, the Medicare transition process is fraught with risk of error, with very real financial consequences for the individual who gets it wrong. You are expected to give expert advice and could be blamed if things go wrong, or your group administrator could seek another source of help if they don't see it coming from you with confidence. The Medicare clues are right there in your census, Right now, that means birth dates of 1958 and earlier. If you see people close to or over 65 on your group health plan, chances are there's an opportunity to show your value by educating the members and the group administrator. Pay attention to your census. Now, not everyone over 65 needs to turn to Medicare right away, but they do need to know what to do and when. And if the group is less than 20 employees, they need to know it now. Let your GA know you expect support for all things Medicare related. Partnering with a GA that is purpose-built to service Medicare eligibles is a good solution. It should be able to offer you multiple options for you to share in the compensation too. Even if you work directly with a carrier for your larger groups and don't need a GA for that, being aligned with a GA that is purpose-built for Medicare sales and service will cover any gaps you may have there. Next, dependents turning 26. Your group members with dependents turning 26 will get a notice from the carrier directly informing them that the dependent will be losing coverage. Those members may go to their group admin first, hoping for a source of assistance on what to do. The dependent may need to enroll in their own individual health plan through a federal or state insurance exchange. If you're not familiar with individual insurance, the member may seek their own broker, and you will lose the opportunity to earn by serving that individual. Again, the clues who will be turning 26 are right there in your census, and the solution should come to you from your GA. Last, let's talk about ICHRA. ICHRA stands for Individual Coverage Health Reimbursement Arrangement and is an alternative to group coverage that could threaten part of your business if you don't have it available for groups that inquire. ICHRA is often cheaper or easier to administer for an employer. ICHRA is a growing opportunity and is growing in popularity as an alternative to group coverage, or for a way for a group to offer coverage to a subset of employees that cannot neatly be covered by the group plan, such as out-of-state, hourly, or seasonal workers. According to a leading ICHRA administrator, New York and Pennsylvania are in the top 5 states where ICHRA adoption is highest, and Philadelphia is a top 5 city for conditions that could lead to broader ICHRA adoption. ICHRA may also appeal to companies that have never offered health insurance before. In that case, it's not a threat to your group business. It is instead an opportunity to expand to new groups. But it may also appeal to some of your current groups, in which case it will benefit you to have it to offer, or you risk losing some or all of the group to someone who does. A full service GA should be able to help your customers to navigate these choices. To wrap up, things change. I'm not going to say words like in these uncertain times or unprecedented change, because times are always uncertain and change never hits the pause button. So let's live successfully with those things. The point is, your GA should help change benefit you. Think about these 3 things: individual insurance, Medicare, and ICHRA. Add to them if you want compliance, CE credits, and marketing support. Whether these things excite you or trouble you, you can make sure they are good for you with the right GA partner. Demand no less.